back in your lives, ladies and gentlemen. Bulletproof Traders are in the house, and today it's Thursday, and I want to talk about our portfolio. So this video is going to be all about our portfolio breakdown and market overview, and I got a lot to talk about. Let's start with that. Yesterday was a huge, explosive day upwards. That kind of triggered many people to believe it might be the bottom. I happen to disagree. I don't think we've seen the bottom yet, which is why we're still in position. We actually still in 4 bearish campaigns, 4 short positions, and I want to go over each and every one of those and give you a bit of an update and talk about what's coming our way. So I'm going to start with the last position we established, which is BNB, also known as Binance, of course. Here, this was the last one issued today. The reason we decided to pick on the Binance was the pullback, the rejection it got from 576.95. Let's call it 577, right? We saw price action struggling to break through. We knew, I knew that this is not the last thing we've seen from that bear cycle, right? So I was expecting that rejection, and as price action begins to pull back from that encounter, you see where we pulled the trigger. This is very fresh, probably an hour or maybe 2 hours ago, right? Still fresh. We got in with a small size position, because price action still has to overcome the obstacle, which is 541.63. This is the last line of support inside of that local range we're talking about, this blue key level system. Got rejection from 577. Now it's going to be on its way back to challenge 541.63. Once it starts to slide below and break through, we're going to get a lot more aggressive and going to increase our position size. Chasing 475.5, guys. That's the next big one. That's not a local support, that's a major support, and we've seen what happened last time price action was engaging with that level. You remember the period of time we're talking about is June, August, right? And also September 2024, 3 consecutive attempts to break below 475 that had failed. That's a big one. That's what I'm saying. This is our primary target on the way down. But again, price action has to break below 541.63 before we build up enough confidence with this bearish conviction. Chainlink, take a look at that explosive move yesterday, but it's starting to close that move from yesterday. It's closing in on that move, coming off. We're still in position, and once price action starts to slide below 1153, you remember 1153, right? That was our previous profit target on the way down. Once it starts to slide below that level, we're going to get a lot more aggressive. We got a new target to aim at now, which is the previous major low from July 2020, August 2024, 8.03. 8.03. Take a look at price action sliding downwards after that encounter with 1243. And the fact that it closed the last weekly bar closed below 1153, suggests that price action is going to stay below by the end of the week, and it's starting to pull back down, right? So it's going to pull back down and establish itself back below 1153 by the end of the week. We're not going to have a weekly close above that level, and from that point forward, all downside trajectory. Let's see how that goes. As you can see, stop loss was very tight, relatively speaking, right? We usually work with wide stop loss levels. This time it's very tight because I do believe this is the last push that we've had here yesterday, and I don't think pricing is going to go above, and if it does, we don't need to be there. Let's put it this way. We do not need to be there, right? So right now, stop loss is pretty tight. Same with the Litecoin. Had a bit of an explosive move yesterday, but it's closing in on that move today, going the opposite direction. Right now, flirting around with 72.12, but let me remind you, 72.12 had been broken last week with the weekly close confirmation, and in fact, what we've seen now this week is a reconfirmation for that breakdown, because price action had a serious attempt to cross back above 72.12, but you can see how that looks like. Looks like it's failing, right? That big push from yesterday was regarding something Trump said about the tariffs, right? I'm not going to get into it, but the market thought that maybe here we are recovering all the way back to all-time highs. I don't think that's the case, and the technical situation reflect my opinion, I believe. So yeah, what we want to have here is price action closing the daily bar below 72.12, continuing this downside trajectory, and once it does go a little bit downwards, closing the daily bar below 72.12, we're going to double up our position size. So get ready. We got a long way to go. Still 57.71. It's not a short trip. I mean, it's relatively short to where it came from, but it's a significant move. We're talking about 57.71. That's our official profit target and final destination, which is obviously, it's obvious, right? Because this is the beginning of the lower section of this major trading range that started back in June 2022. I believe price action will make contact with 57.71 to finish up that last leg going downwards. Our fourth position, Bitcoin. Now here we started off with a bigger size position. We had 10K. When price action started to turn around, we dropped 10K. Then we saw price action hitting, reaching the support level, local support of 79,590. We felt a little bit uncomfortable with that 10K. We closed it out and reopened 5K. So effectively taking profit off the table, right? Reducing the exposure, reducing position size by half, but also pocketing some profit that's been accumulated till that point. I can see how price action is still fighting, still battling 79,590. Not sure how that's going to end up, but if price action makes it below, by the end of the day, we'll re-increase our position size all over again. Back to 10K, we'll just double up our position size. But right now, I see some support coming in from 79,590, so we have to stay vigilant. Alright guys, that's about that for this one. Still fully bearish on the cryptocurrency market. We're not done yet. I believe that downside cycle has more to give, has more to provide. So we're gonna be on top of it. You can believe that. And that's about that for the day, guys. Enjoy the rest of it. We're gonna be back tomorrow as usual. So till then, be well.